which brings us to our second skill, which is motion. Anytime I'm in position, I have to get to my opponent, or if my opponent's coming to me, I have to try to create an angle on him. So I have to have motion. Out of a square stance, anytime I move, anytime I'm in position here, and anytime I need to create motion, I want to take short, choppy steps. And some basic rules to remember. When one foot moves, my other foot moves. I don't move one and then try to move the other. When I move one foot, the other one moves. So I'm constantly in good position, which is the most important thing in wrestling. Keep in mind, when I move here, I'm not picking my feet up. I'm doing shuffle steps. I move my feet 4 to 6 inches. Another basic rule. When my hands move, my feet move. So that I'm constantly staying in good position, so that anytime I stop, it's the same as when I start the match. Anytime I have motion, in this position here, whether I'm circling, moving laterally, or moving back, my feet are shoulder width, my head is up, and my back is straight. Right? I don't pick my feet up, I shuffle, move 4 to 6 inches at a time. Now in a staggered stance, in this position, it's the same. If I'm going to move forward here, short, choppy steps. When my hands move, my feet move. When I move one foot, I immediately move the other. Don't leave them so you get overextended. Right? Those are the two basic skills that we start with in wrestling. Position's 1, motion is 2.
Here we see lateral motion from a square stance. As they tie up, we begin to see some circular motion or off balancing. Once again, circular motion to stay square with the opponent. Red moves into a staggered stance in the square stance, moving both forward and laterally. Blue switches to a staggered stance, drops in on a takedown. Red is in a square and is able to defend. Here we see an example of forward and backward motion, slight lateral direction to it from a staggered stance. Another example here.
The third basic skill that we're going to talk about today is changing levels. So we've had position, the most important skill, we've had motion, and now we're going to change levels. For me to get to my opponent and penetrate to my opponent, I have to stay in good position and at the same time change levels. When I change levels, I'm going to change levels at my hips. I'm going to change levels here. All the time that I'm changing levels, I stay in good position. So that anytime I freeze in this position right here, my feet are shoulder width, my head is up, and my back is straight. You'll see a lot of wrestlers at times that appear not to be in real good position. But that's because there's a distance between him and his opponent. If you watch all the good wrestlers, the closer they get to their opponent, the better position and the better stance they're in. So when I change levels and I move towards my opponent, when I'm moving in and I'm going to change levels, I stay in good position. I believe in the concept of position of a high hand and a low hand. I always protect my lead leg. So anytime I change levels, I'm coming down, but I'm always protecting my lead leg and one hand up in here. My elbows are still in. I can be here. That's not that bad. When I change levels, but I'm changing levels at the hips. So if I have my partner and we're in this position right here and he's in good stance and I'm going to change levels, all I'm going to do is concentrate before my attack, change levels here, but to stay in good position.
Here's a slow motion example of this level change within a stance. Again at normal speed. Here's an example of a level change to a low-level single shot by John Smith. Watch Kenny's level change to a double leg takedown. Not only does he change levels going down, but he changes levels again coming up as he sets up the finish on the double. Again at normal speed.